By Shawn Lealos. The Oakland Raiders are at a tough spot in their 2017 NFL season. After opening the season as one of the favorites to win the AFC West and an actual Super Bowl contender, the Raiders now sit at 35 and are in last place in the division. While they are in striking distance of second place in their own division, the Raiders need to start winning games now in order to compete for a playoff spot this season. Up next is the Miami Dolphins. Here is a look at the Oakland Raiders injury report for this weekend's big game. Raiders secondary still decimated. The biggest problem with the Oakland Raiders is their defense. The Raiders entered the season short-staffed when it comes to defensive stars, and it got worse thanks to injuries. Heading into the Dolphins game, that still hasn't changed. 3 of the Raiders' cornerbacks are out against the Dolphins: David Emerson, Garon Conley and Demetrius McCray. With the available players dwindling to line up against the Dolphins' starting receivers, there are a couple of options for the Raiders. One is that they could call up undrafted free agent Brian Borders from the practice squad. Another is that they could activate Obi Melifonwu, their second-round draft pick, a safety that they might throw in as a cornerback. However, safety Karl Joseph is also limited as questionable, and Melifonwu might need to help out there as well. Emerson and Joseph are both starters, and the depth is starting to get very scary for the Raiders. With Jay Cutler probably returning this weekend, things could be tough for the Raiders' defense. Linebackers. Last week, the linebackers joined the secondary in the wounded for the Oakland Raiders. This week looks similar with Martell Lee and Corey James, both starters, listed as questionable once again. Both men were limited in practice, but they did practice on Friday. Bruce Irvin is the only healthy starter. James did play last week despite his injury and recorded 8 tackles in the game, so expect him to start against the Dolphins. Lee hasn't played since October 8, but he has been practicing. The offense is in relatively good shape. The biggest loss was offensive guard Gabe Jackson, who the Raiders need in there to help protect Derek Carr. The team got some good news on Friday when Jackson was back at practice, despite his ankle injury, and the team hopes to have him in the starting lineup to help protect their quarterback. Marshawn Lynch is also back this week from his 1-game suspension, so all hands should be on deck for Oakland offensively against the Dolphins. Oakland Raiders injury report: questionable Gabe Jackson, G ankle, limited practice Corey James, pound knee, limited practice Karl Joseph, S groin, limited practice Martell Lee, pound ankle, limited practice Nicholas Morrow, pound ankle, limited practice Jamize Olawale, FBRB hamstring, limited practice out David Emerson, CB foot, did not practice Garon Conley, CB shin, did not practice Demetrius McCray, CB knee, did not practice.